What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? You realize I've been saying what is up instead of what's up? Sort of. My name is Jade, and welcome back to my second channel, Random Stuff. It's so good to be with you today. Fair to say that I've severely underutilized this channel this year. But today I want to talk about disability pride. And this is less of a video as such. It's less of my usual type of content and more of a question. Is disability pride a real thing? I don't think it is, and I'm just going to put my reasoning out on the table, and I fully expect and fully encourage that the community get down in the comments if you want to, and let me know what you think. Not the strongest source in the world, but the social model of disability is defined by Wikipedia. Says the social model of disability is a reaction to the dominant medical model of disability, which in itself is a functional analysis of the body as a machine to be fixed in order to conform to normative values. The social model of disability identifies systemic barriers, negative attitudes, and exclusion by society, purposely or inadvertently. This means that society is the main contributing factor in disabling people, while physical, sensory, intellectual, or psychological variations may cause individual fluctuation of limitation or impairments. These do not lead to disability unless society fails to take into account and include people regardless of their individual differences. Now, that was a long spiel, but like my good friend Stephen Crowder does, he always hits the scene for his definitions, and I guess I want to lay that out in terms of where Jade is at. Okay, so my position is that the social model is much more of a thing than disability pride. What's concerning to me out there in the sector is that we're getting disability pride confused with individual pride. Absolutely, I want people to be able to celebrate their diversity and achievements. But it may be worth considering that the makeup of your life, the circumstance, your achievements, your failures, only a small part of that actually has to do with your disability. And I would encourage so many people to not be drawn into the identity politics of disability pride, because I really don't think it's right. And this is probably one of the first times I've done an opinion piece that's not like fully researched and fully developed and checked by 3 people in my team before I go out and say it. But really, this whole thing about disability pride, I mean, I get it, be proud, be so strong about who you are and why that matters, but it really has nothing to do with disability. Disability is a concept that we've invented.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. What I was wanting to ask you was actually people who aren't disabled, what do they think of disability pride?
Well, that's the thing. I have a question about whether we're getting caught up. I have a question about whether we're confusing wider society, whether we're sending a confusing message to them. Do we want them to acknowledge our disabilities, or do we want them to see us as contributing, talented, strategic, individuals that we are. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
where I get stuck, because for me, look, two things, because I've seen content online around this. Two things. Absolutely, I'm not blind to impairment. I see impairment. I get impairment. Blind person, wheelchair person, autistic person, all other disabilities, or all other impairments, we should say, right?
That's what I was just going to correct you and say.
So I see them. It's not like I don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
But as the paragraph on Wikipedia, and I'll leave the link down below so you can see for yourself, as it said in there, you have an impairment. Absolutely you do. But you're not disabled until you come up against a challenge.
Yes.
Like I forget who said it. She's passed now, but she's an international disability leader, and I'll find the reference to her saying it. But she said, "I can have all the positive attitude in the world about myself and my disability, but that doesn't make a staircase a ramp." That is the social model of disability. If there's stairs in my way, I've got a problem. But if there's a lift, then I don't have a problem anymore, and I can go about my business.
Yeah.
For me, our level of disability should actually be gauged by the amount of participation we have in society. And I would say there are lots of people, including myself, that still have challenges around it. Look, I'm not out here grandstanding and saying my life is so great. There's a lot of support that I need to get my day done. Right? Like, let's just get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a disability.
Yes.
I have an impairment.
Yes.
And therefore, in my opinion, the disability pride movement is really, really confusing. I've had a couple of people reach out to me on Facebook and try to walk me through this, but every time they make a comment, they go back to celebrating our disability. The disability doesn't belong to me.
No. And to me, what that says is actually, why are you not celebrating your impairment type with those who have the same impairment, If that's what you're wanting to celebrate, if you're saying disability, celebrate disability, what should be, you're celebrating the impairment? Well, it should be the same impairment then. I really think that we struggle each day, every day, that society places, put barriers on us, limits, and stretches our ability with our impairments. But I don't own having a disability, Yeah, I've got a disability, but it's because of society, and I am proud to be me, but I disagree with the disability pride. I can't get my head around it. I'm proud to be me, but I'm not proud that society disables me. No.
So look, guys, that's me, and I haven't been able to demonstrate the confusion that I've had with all this effectively enough on social media, whether that be in the Facebook comment section or whatnot. So that is my opinion. Feel free to leave a comment down below. If you feel like being awesome, there's a couple of ways you can help out. One is by hitting the subscribe button over here, and in a few seconds you'll see a link to my main channel, the Jade Farrar Show. Would very much like to have you over there. But for now, guys, thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you for being a part of the journey. We appreciate all opinions.
Please stay awesome. We'll see you guys in the next one.